this game. Been in this thing for a while. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Been in this thing for a while. Been in this thing for a while. Been in this thing for a while. You don't even know my pain. You can't even match my style. You don't even know this game. Been in this thing for a while. Yeah, 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 yeah. Been in this thing for a while. Been in this thing for a while. Yeah.
Go ahead. So what you said? A few people have brought something up to you. Just enlighten the people.
Yeah, So my homeboy Nick, he's going on to better pastures and taking advantage of an opportunity to go work at Yale, and he's going to be up there for 3 years. And I was telling him about some opportunities that I had, and there was an interview with a company, and he looked at me and he was like, "Well, what's that going to do for you?" Kind of almost like, "What you want a job? Yeah, like why would you do that?" And I was talking to my homeboy Sam today. Sam, not a big listener to this show. He's a fan. He respects it, but he always tells me this is too heavy for him. Like Sam is
this is too heavy for me. We'll have that
Sam called me and told me, he was like, bro, I love you. I fuck with On Deck. I fuck with everything you do. But he said, bro, I got to listen to another week of books in spurts. Like y'all go to the real, like this is really stuff that I need to be talking about that I try to shy away from.
Bro.
But we were just talking about our careers or whatnot, and I was telling him some of the next steps that I wanted to take. And he was like, I'm gonna be real with you, Lou. It's the second person. He's like, I'm gonna be real with you, Lou. I don't even understand like you having a 9 to 5, bro. Like I don't see you as that person that gotta do that. I figure as long as I've been watching you do this, you should have the shit established from streaming and pod, and like why you waste your time with a 9 to 5?
Yeah.
And I just thought that was interesting. I'm not offended by it or anything like that, but I gotta bust my ass just like everybody. I guess I should be, and I it's more, if I'm being honest, like that's what this platform for. I'm more embarrassed that that's not the case. To be honest with you.
Wow.
I'm more embarrassed. Like
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, that because look, in a sense of people are looking at you and they're like, well, damn, you got it going on. You this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
You want to live up to that.
Yeah.
Like not even from an ego standpoint, from just people who appreciate your existence. They appreciate your presence. And they tell you, hey, man, I look at you like this and this motivates me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm coming up, I'm younger than you. I looked at you my whole life as this type of person. And it's kind of embarrassing not to be able to be like, yeah, you know what? I do my own thing. This is like, I don't have to worry about a job. I shouldn't be talking to you about some bullshit 9 to 5 stuff. I should be giving you advice, and I should be going on to play golf or record podcasts and be carefree and good.
Yeah.
But that's not the case. And that's kind of embarrassing.
Wow. How do you get to embarrassed? I guess it seems like there's some kind of, I don't know what the adjective or the emotion or feeling before embarrassment is, but it seemed like it would be something before that. Embarrassed is kind of like, dang, I'm almost like I feel kind of exposed at the fact
that's
of
what
this.
it feel like though, right?
Yeah.
Like if somebody when you say exposed, that's what it feels like. If somebody says, well, damn, I thought that you had this going on, or you were this far along, or you did this, or you did that. And internally you're like, well, shit, should I be in that place? Like, am I bullshitting? Like, am I stuck in the mud? Like, am I not doing everything that I need to be doing to, really fulfill this thing that I'm trying to do?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's there. Like, again, I tell you all the time, like, my mom calls me Spike Lou. It's not like when I answer the phone, she, what's up, Spike? Or even,
what's up, Mom?
Even at a job now, like, that's how people refer to me. There is no, like, corporate version of this. So why am I trying to make that version of it still work? Like, why don't I just go ahead, take that jump and do my own thing? So that's what makes it embarrassing. Probably it's more of an internal thing. It's not. It's not me being like, man, this nigga got me fucked up, anything like that. It's more so like, damn, like, bro, you might be bullshit. Like you might be bullshit.
But you're not though.
I mean, internally, I guess I figured my personality, I thought we all kind of looked at ourselves and thought that sometimes. Maybe I'm got low self-esteem or something. I thought we all looked in the mirror and was like, and I could be fucking doing more. I could be a better husband. I could be a
I
better friend.
mean,
I
yeah,
could be a better black man in general.
of course. I mean, we all are looking at it like that. When we had Vince on, that was like a real central part. So you're right. Yeah, we all are doing that, but I think what it is it's like, bro, you've been passionate for this space for 10 years plus. So, and people have supported that long.
Yeah.
So it's I remember listening to you and Animal Brown on deck. Like y'all will make jokes all the time about like like here's how unaware of where y'all were or weren't as a listener. Y'all were making jokes about like, hey Diddy, yo, call me up. I scored a movie, or I like y'all would make the yo, you need notes for the video. I can yo sign it on deck. Y'all know what y'all should have did. Y'all should have got it from on deck. Like blah blah blah. Y'all got that list from. Y'all carried the show so professionally, such a high quality level. I thought y'all was in them rooms. Like, bro, that's why when I reach, I'm like, yo, Spike Lee reached back. Like, that's why I was going crazy. I was like, yo, and then like not to mention like who y'all had on for interviews. So it's like a casual person, like, bro, I can't just be like, hey, yo, you know what I mean? Like y'all had significant industry people on your show for interviews. So we don't have the full scope of what it really is. So I think that people hold you at a high standard without the pressure necessarily, because you carry yourself in such a manner that you take the craft serious. You know what I mean? So serious that people look at it like, man, you getting more into that don't make sense to them, but they don't understand that how you really eating. You know what I mean? They're not exposed to that fourth wall of what's going on. When people hear us on air, they're not that familiar with the whole picture. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's kind of what it is. Cause when I listen to y'all, I never thought like, until I like had to find out what y'all did for a living. I thought this was like, y'all was talking about we had a radio show or like however it was, the original version of it. I thought I was like, yo, these dudes is like, we doing video. I'm like, bro, I thought y'all
those things have happened. Like you're right though. Like those things have happened. We've been in those rooms. We've had conversations with people that most people would be like, damn, like that's happened. But what my fear is, and I guess like you said, what's the thing before embarrassment? What makes me apprehensive about people thinking that way is everybody's not like you. Like I respect you so much because you willing to be like, fuck it, nigga. I'm reaching out. I don't care, nigga.
Yeah.
I don't care. And I commend you for that. I'm sort of that same way in person.
Okay.
Like I know when Animal Brown was like, he was talking about, he like, Lou will walk up to anybody and start a conversation. That's my personality. I can do that. That's my part of it. That's what I do. But I feel that if people look at it like we lay it in and how I said, that they then will be apprehensive to reaching out and us doing real work together. Like people will be scared that you're so far along that, oh man, I ain't reaching out to that nigga. They probably Hollywood, this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
And you get a lot of missed opportunities, or not even missed opportunities to on a more personable level with your friends or family. Like they think one thing going on, now they start acting a certain way with you. Like now your friends don't reach out as much. You don't talk to them as much, or your family like, oh, well, I mean, he's straight, he cool. Like if he called me, we'll talk. But if not, he probably busy. Like that's one of the main things my mom say. You always doing something. Like you're always busy every time I call you. I'm like, Mama, well, that's good. Like if I'm sitting there on the couch every time you call me, you need to check on me.
Yeah.
But it does make, in my opinion, people who are close to you, like they kind of shy away. They don't want, whether it be, I don't want to hinder your success because I feel like that you're successful, or you may be too arrogant now to deal with somebody like me because I deem you as successful. And those are things that in other people's head when they never really take the time and reach out and be like, hey man, I see what you got going on. Can I help you with this? Can you help me with that? I still want those calls from people. I still want to feel those calls. That's why I responded to you.
Yeah.
Like I remember being in those positions when Animal Brown and I would reach out for interviews and try to do these things and be like, bro, just shot in the dark. Oh shit, Young Dro responded. Shot in the dark. Oh shit, we shooting a documentary for Young LA. Shot in the dark. Oh, we having a meeting with Grand Hustle when Clay is right there and Young Dro is there. T.I. just walked by. Shot in the dark. You know what I'm saying? But people see that and see our shots in the dark and they be scared to take theirs, which kind of hinders business moving forward because they think, oh, you up here.
Yeah.
You all the way up here. Even if I am up here, that don't mean that I don't want to do business with you. I want to hear from you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I worry about. And then
Yeah,
that's why it gets to embarrassment. Because even like what you said, an
yeah.
example for you, you reached out and hey, what was AB like? Nah, bro, we can't help you.
Yeah, but even then, but y'all always, and I think people will still reach out, but y'all have always had this weird way of sounding very high level, very out of reach from a quality standpoint, a professional being like the ESPN of hip hop. So y'all have that way, but then your personalities was always down to earth. So while the quality was here, the personalities were reachable. That's the only reason I felt comfortable enough to reach out 2 times, is because I felt like the stuff y'all, the in between banter of day to day living, I said, oh, they're still experiencing regular things. So maybe I can, that's those things. That's why on this show, Another Week in the Books, I try to be intentional about plugging like regular details for people to kind of latch on, like, oh, they're just regular dude like me. He had to sit at the McDonald line and they got his order wrong. Like, they connect with that. So I think you got to think about the optics of how it looks versus what it is. They see every time they find you, you got a sponsorship in the show, right? That sounds official. You got, you get certain said guests. That is official. You got another show coming in, and the quality, the micro, all of these things. So the optics just look like that. You make it look good, which is what we do as Black people in general. So it's, if people had that, I mean, maybe, I think this is going to be dope, and I'm going to speak it in existence for you. You get interviewed somewhere, and you'll be able to kind of give the whole journey and even break that fourth wall with people, like, hey, understand this, like, the grind is real, and you can give them like more of the story of, like, don't necessarily quit your 9 to 5, like, you know what I'm saying? So you'll be able to share that experience. So, but yeah, man, I understand. Like, I know how you internalize things differently, but I don't think you should be embarrassed. I think you are successful. You just have a different measure for what you think it is.
Mm.
So other people have a different idea. So that's why they're looking like, bro, what are you? Nah, because now you're successful. You've been killing this for 10 years, and I'm still listening. You got me. So
That's
yeah,
fair.
man.
That's a fair point. Really good way to start, man.
Different measurements.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate that. That was a good start and little check in right there. What about you? How you feeling? What's been going on in your life, man? Before we get into it.
Things have been good. Just we got to do a ultrasound today, so I got to see my.
How was
son.
that?
It was good. Some kind of. I cried after, like, when we got home.
That's dope, man. That's fire.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I mean, we got to see all like the organs because they was going through the checklist, and so it was like an hour. So you got to see different parts of them. The skeleton. You trying to see what's going on. So that was beautiful. But like he's kind of like low in there, so that's kind of a nerve-wracking part that I was crying about, because I just want my son to be okay, and it's hard to be in a position you can't necessarily, you can't do anything as a father at this point. You just want to hope. Don't try to come out early. All you can do is pray, stay in position. Like, so that was more of my crying. So I just was praying over my wife and praying over my son and just wanting him to just stay in there. We ain't quite there yet. I don't want him to slide early because she had a surgery prior with our daughter to kind of lock in, because she had early dilation. So just same thing with him, wanting him to just not be trying to come out early, because we want him to have the best chance in his life. So that has been a challenge today, but I'm grateful that we have a loving love for one another, and we're going to continue to keep the faith and just continue to take it easy. And I'm just going to double up my grind. And I had to like tell her, like, baby, let me lead. So I say, hey, don't move, don't chair, don't certain, like, nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing. I don't care if you got to wait till I get home. Because if not, they're going to put you on the bed and have you sitting there for the duration. So let's stick together. Follow my lead, please. Let me do this, because I don't want.
Independent, strong Black woman shit out.
Yeah, like, cause she's a grinder. Like, that's what I love her for. Like, she go hard with you. Like, she one of the women, like, she go hard with you. Like, it's us. We got to get this bag together. Let's work together. Like, so, but I have to tell her, like, it's okay. Even if you see me going through frustrations at moments, I got us. You know what I mean? This is the moment. You carrying, and I carry everything else. You know what I'm saying? So, but I've been pretty good other than that, man. Everything is, things have been pretty good other than that. I'm just in a good space, man.
Good to hear, man. Glad to hear it, man. That's what we do this for, to be in good spaces. And if you ain't in a good space, you come get your therapy session from
Mm-hmm.
another week in the books, man. Black men having elevated conversations we don't usually get to have, man. Put them out there on Front Street,
Yeah.
make you more comfortable. Have them with your homegirls, your homeboys, your family, and your friends.
Mm.
That's what we do at another week in the books, man. Mo, this week,
Can I ask you
show
something?
theme is responsive.
Go ahead.
Absolutely.
No, my bad. Lead in. I'll add you after. Sorry.
I was just gonna say the responsibility to the platform. That's what we're gonna talk about this week. And we're gonna get into some related events and thoughts like the zeitgeist stuff that we gotta feed to
Mm-hmm.
stay in the algorithms. What you want to ask?
One, I got two questions actually. The first question: what did you think about last week, brother?
I loved it. I'm a fan of Ray P.
Mm-hmm.
Rich, as you know, I'm a fan of him.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that brother. He's added life to
Mm-hmm.
to good honors. Anytime he can come on here, I respect his opinions. Not because we like either people. Fuck with him. Just in general, you're a cool dude, man. I can't
Yeah.
wait till all of us are able to meet up.
Yeah.
Crazy that we like people got to understand we're doing this podcast, having these emotional conversations with niggas
Boy.
we've never even met.
Dog.
That's insane to say
Insane.
out loud, bro.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it, man. Those are two talented individuals. I appreciate them. Want to have them back. Want to work with them in the future.
Yeah.
Chemistry was good. Conversation was great. Feedback was awesome. Like, all the way around. Like, check the boxes. What'd you think?
Same, man. I mean, you know, Rick, you already know. We text, we call, we like, you know, it ain't just on air for us. We off air with it. So Rick know how I feel about him, but always much love to that brother. He just got that kind of spirit, bro. He just, like you said, he adds life when he comes around. The messages are on here, or eventually when we meet in person. So he's really dope in this space. Like, it's funny on Culture Garden, he was like talking to his brother's school. And he was like, man, hey, I ain't gonna even lie, man. I went back and listened to that episode we did. It ain't that bad. And school was like, bruh, I've been telling you this show is good. Just because you don't listen to it, like, because you know he like you, y'all don't go back and, you know, which I get, you know. So I thought that was funny. So, but Rich is very talented. Ray P. I mean, come on. She can hold her weight with her weight in conversation with 500 dudes. Like, she's got that quality. So we look forward to doing work with you in the future as well. So it was dope episode.
Did she accept your friend request?
She did. And she's a friend of another week in the books.
I was gonna ask. I ain't
Yeah.
want to flex it. I was gonna say because I got it. I got it in the know first day.
Yeah.
Like, I had to wait. Yeah, I sent her a request after the show, or
Hey,
I accepted hers.
Look,
so.
man. Hey, I walk so you can run, brother. My
Shout out
door
to Ray
closed
P.
for me so they can open.
That's what opened for me. Shout out to Ray P. Man.
Shout out. And
What was
the other question I wanted to ask was, because I know you don't. I mean, we talk about like you don't necessarily go back, but have you had a moment yet? And I'm very interested to know this. Have you had a moment yet where doing this becomes really challenging because of the level of vulnerability it requires? Because it's like therapy I can only imagine it could get hard after a while of, man, I just feel so exposed. So much of me is in, because this is not like anything me or you are doing. So it's like we could do a TV show, we throw tidbits of personal things, but here it's so exposed and vulnerable. Do you ever feel the heaviness like, man, I don't know if I can, you know?
That's a good question. You know what? I don't. And I credit you for that. You're a very like open-minded individual. And though you and I don't agree all the time, it's not hard to talk to you. You're an inquisitive dude. So you don't ask from like a lot of people can ask questions in an accusatory manner that make you kind of get offensive. Like, nigga, what the fuck you asking me that for? You know what I'm saying? Like that, I can do that quickly. That will go through my head quickly. The rhythm that we've built out on this show is a real open space where, like, if I'm asking you something, like, I'm real deal. I'm trying to learn, brother. And on top of that, I know if it ain't a million people listening, I know it's a solid 25, 30 people listening. Like, they want to know too.
Yeah,
they want to know the answer. They dealing with this too. Like, some of the what's made it for me not be so heavy or like the question that you had is like rich or response. Like, bro, I get what y'all was saying, or Dro would hit me up like, I mean, I was just talking about that with somebody, or I talked to somebody about it because I heard y'all talking about it. Or even my homeboy Sam, who I was talking about, was like, bro, I listened and I can't listen to that, bro. Like y'all are too deep for me. Like those are the things that make me come on here and able to be vulnerable because I know people are getting something from it. I'm the type of person, if I know people are getting something from it, I'm with it. I don't want to be like stingy in this space. If people are getting something from it, like we've been doing on deck for 10 years, and it made us millionaires from it. People get something from that.
Yeah, that's right.
So we line up every Wednesday and we put it out. So no, there have been things that like just now, that was probably one of the hardest things. Like being embarrassed about like not like people telling me or looking at me like this is my mind thinking, looking at me like almost disappointed, like, nigga, you got a job? Like what?
Like
that's how I feel.
underachiever,
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like that's hard for me to talk about. Like that kind of chokes me up. So absolutely, because I'm big on perception and I want to be like me and Nick got this saying, we talk all the time, like the super nigga role. like Nick going to I told him, I said, bro, you finna go fucking be at Yale. Like you're gonna be teaching students at Yale. Like he ain't a professor or nothing, but he's gonna be heavily influenced in like giving them classes and advice and shit like that. I said, bro, like you're lining up to be super nigga. Like there's nobody, like you going to a place, nobody knows you.
Yeah.
You got this position and this title. You can walk up in there and you super nigga now. All you got to do is own it. You know, and sometimes we want to be humble. Yeah, that's the same thing that you're telling me. Like sometimes you gotta just own it, bro. Be that nigga that people think you are.
Yeah.
Be super nigga. Like don't think, well, I gotta accomplish this or I gotta make this much money from this. Like no, it's niggas out there that look up to you that
That's true.
And not in the sense of, oh, I think my shit don't stink, but look up to you like what you said, Mo. Like y'all niggas have been grinding. Like I respect that, nigga. You having a 9 to 5 is disrespectful to me. Like it deterred my dream, nigga. Like I thought I was gonna, you know what I'm saying? So that was very vulnerable for me, and that's how I look at it in the sense of like, bro, you really got to get your shit in gear and where you want to be. So when a nigga tell me that, and I can be like, yeah, you know what, I don't work, and I can offer you a job because I'm that successful, and I fuck with you that much, and I'm in that position where I could do that, or we could work together, we can partner together because you got something going on, and I got something going on, and us building our brands together can make something more go on. I want to be at that point, and when you work in a 9 to 5 and people are coming up to you and that's like you said, you're surprised that you still got a job, that kind of deter those relationships, deter that like, hey man, let's lock in together and grind this out because our backs are against the wall. We got to make this work because ain't no check coming from corporate America. So that's when it get heavy, right? Like that's the most comfortable thing. Like I've been working since I was 14 years old, bro. Like I've been working I've been working 26 years straight. No summers off, nigga. Like I've had like, so I say that to say, like work is important, but that can make you lazy and comfortable depending on that check every 2 weeks. You know, man, I got a check coming.
No, yeah.
Versus, I know, nigga, today I got to get up, I got to go out there. I need these 5,000 streams because that's $2,000. So I need this sponsorship from this dude. So let me call this nigga again. Let me pitch him again. All right, let me pull up over here and pitch my brand so they can sign up for this. There's a difference in that hunger and that mentality. When you got a 9 to 5, you like, well, shit, think I work today. I'm cool. I got a check coming Friday.
That's true.
Let me just take a nap for a minute. I'll be all right. Like, nah, nigga. Like when you ain't working, that ain't happening.
Nah, yeah, you gotta make it happen. That's real drug dealer grind for real.
Fact. So to your question about vulnerability, yeah, like that's been the most vulnerable that I've been. Like for people to understand that, like I do work and I do want to do this full time, but I have not gotten there, and it bothers me. It definitely bothers me. What about you?
No, I mean, bro, I have conversations with my wife. I'm like, in full moment, breaking the fourth wall transparency. I was like, I don't know how I could keep going.
Oh, this is hard for you to do?
This is hard. It's getting harder, pause, because I don't know how to be. I don't know how to be any other way. Like as far as filtering, as far as like only like when we do good earners, it's easy. It's easy work. I can throw a little bit of personality. I can throw a little bit of sauce like y'all do on deck. That's the fun in it. It's like I can manipulate where I want it to go and what info I want to throw in. A show like this, I am out in the open road at a stop sign. And when I did a podcast by myself years ago, I had to stop at one point because I was like, man, I don't know what to do. So much of me comes out of it. I don't know how to process it back. It's like literally like therapy every week where it's like, whoa, yo, because I'm not holding back really. You know what I mean? Like I'm probably giving 75%, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to hold on to the 25 just because, not just for compelling content, but because that's who I really am. Like that's how I am everywhere I go. I'm pretty open book with it. I mean, I'm not going to spew information for no reason if I'm not asked, but like when it's a thing like this and I always feel like it can benefit somebody, I can't help myself but to be that way. So it's very challenging. That the 3 weeks, the biggest part of it was this, like the exposure of and vulnerability of letting all that out. It's like people don't understand. For those of the listeners, like I think some people that may be listeners that we may say come on or don't. This is not an easy space to come on necessarily and do, because you got to come up here ready to let it out, because it's this show is not the, we're going to give some generic, morning interview questionnaire type thing. This is some real explicit info, insider to both our lives.
Show.
It's very personable. So it's hard, I guess in a way it feels kind of like celebrity-ish, even though I know we're nowhere near that at this point. Let me speak for myself. You getting stopped in the airport, but let me speak for myself. I'm nowhere near celebrity, but in a way it feels that way because it's like, dang, so much goes on. So yeah, go ahead.
Can I offer some advice?
Go for it.
You don't mind?
Mm-hmm.
I think with you are an open book. You're in your own bubble though. Like you take a lot. You're personable, but you take stuff personal as well.
Okay.
And I think that's from like you in Mo's world. You're not paying attention to what Will Smith did. You don't care about what DJ Envy did. Like none of that shit matters to you. Like me and Rich would be in the group chat. You be like, oh, that happened? Oh, really? Damn. Everybody talking about that? I had no clue.
Yeah.
So for you, it's a lot more like you don't really bring outside situations to the table. Like you don't really pay attention to outside situation. A lot of these conversations can be hyperbole. Like, okay, this happened. Here's my opinion on it.
Mm-hmm.
But since you don't pay attention to a lot of this stuff, yours more so, okay, this happened. Here's how I feel personally about something or how it feels to me versus just giving your objective opinion on it. So that's what I think.
That's a good observation.
Make it a little lighter. Yeah, I pay attention, man. Even though you think I don't, I pay attention.
No, that's a great observation.
I think if you just take a moment.
I need more distractions.
Yeah, you need some distractions. Bring something to the table that ain't like just smoke. Yeah, just like, hey man, did you see this shit that happened, bro? This shit pissed me off. Yeah, like the church did this. I don't believe what Deacon Brown did last Sunday. Deacon Brown.
Yeah, that's Deacon Brown.
Everybody knows Deacon Brown on third Sunday, bro.
Right, it's black and white suits. That's funny, Deacon Brown. Everybody knows Deacon Brown. Yeah.
So if I could offer any advice, it would be like that could probably take the load off a little bit.
Okay, I'm just trying to, and we'll keep moving. And this is why the show is great, because people, I think they hang on to every word, but I'm trying to figure out in real time how I can get us to a form of lighter heartedness while not becoming the formula of our typical podcast, open conversations, pop culture. I'm trying to figure that out. I don't know yet, but what you're saying is right on brand. I just don't know how to get it there with.
I think our personalities will prevent our personalities prevent it from getting there. I'm not, though I know what's going on. Me and you not sitting here talking about $200 dates.
Okay.
We're not talking about, oh, you shouldn't go to Cheesecake Factory. Like we don't care, bro. I don't give a fuck where you take your girl on her first date. That's what you're gonna get. It says the advice you get from Spike Lee on there. Like it doesn't matter to me. Do y'all like each other? Cool. You and I are more. You and I have a more real. Like we're not just gonna have the conversation because it was out there. However, if the conversation means something, like these conversations that we're about to have about DJ Envy, and you put another one on here about responsibility of the youth, that means something to you and me.
Yeah.
So that's what's going to keep it grounded and keep it where it is. Like there are topics that pop up in the zeitgeist, in the media that do mean stuff that people don't talk about. That's our niche. That's what you and me are going to talk about. Like, yeah, we seen you guys talking about the Birmingham brawl or whatever it may be, but y'all didn't talk about it like Lou and Mo did.
Okay.
Like we've heard everybody talk about DJ Envy, but I don't think they finna get the opinion that me and you finna have on this shit.
You think people had that feel for our show?
That's how that's how we gotta carry it, so they will carry it that way.
Oh,
Absolutely. That's the feeling that we need to come in with. Because that's how I truly genuinely feel. I know that you gonna say something about this DJ Envy stuff that no one else has thought, because that's Mo.
Okay.
And I know that I'm gonna have a response for that. That like I'm Spike Lee. Like not a lot of people gonna go down that route either. And that's what makes this great.
Okay.
Figuring out how to balance that. That's what it is.
Okay.
So speaking of aforementioned DJ Envy, I know you haven't followed him, but I know you've seen this, right?
Yeah.
DJ Envy is in a world of trouble, bro. I've talked about this on The Mic Still On. Shout out to DeadEnd Sports, guys. We talked about it a little bit on deck, man, but it just won't go away. This is big news, man.
It just won't go away, huh?
And we get to talk about another part of it that I've discussed on the other platforms. We get to talk about the partnership part of it.
Okay.
And the responsibility DJ Envy holds. For those of you that don't know, DJ Envy is in a world of trouble from real estate dealings. He had a partner, Caesar, allegedly. These two have been scamming people, running a Ponzi scheme on their real estate business. And the feds came and got DJ Envy's partner and took him to jail. DJ Envy had Instagram media posts with him, tweets, documentaries. These niggas was going around the country doing seminars and and now it comes to find out that this shit was an alleged Ponzi scheme. My question to you, Mo, me and you never met each other. We're partners in this on another week in the books.
That's right.
How much responsibility was on DJ Envy for him to vet his partner before presenting him to everybody else as, hey, this guy can make you money? How much of that responsibility falls on him?
100%. DJ Envy is the investor, right?
Well, he's not he ain't the bank. Dude supposedly already had
so he already
1,000. Allegedly, he had 1,000 doors before DJ Envy even got involved.
Okay, so
a friend I think introduced him. He ran the game to DJ Envy. DJ Envy bought in, made some money. Then DJ Envy was telling people, "Oh shit, this works. You should do it."
Okay, I've took real estate classes before. I paid for the little 3-day joint, and I think I have an idea what they were trying to do.
Tell me, please.
Okay, so there's this, and I may not give it the best detail, but I'm gonna paraphrase it in the Moism. There's a way to basically profit off of selling contracts. So you don't have to get a real estate agent. Yeah, so you don't have to get a real estate license. It's a weird way. I recorded like 2 or 3 days when I wasn't supposed to, because I was like, I'm getting back on mine. But
how much they charge you for the class?
I don't know if it was 300, 250. Yeah, it hit me over the head, but it was a 3-day thing. Yeah, but it was worth it. The info was all it was definitely worth it. But there's a way that you can sell contracts. You get the information on the things, and you basically you're like the runner of the two people, the people that own like let's just say a bando, right? They own this, and they're like, hey, look, we want this whole complex. You're basically the person that could be in charge of getting the contract and selling it to the other person, but you get a kind of, not a finder's fee, but there's another term for it. And so that can help you like snowball into something more. That's the best way I can put it. So it seems like here was like, cause remember that interview on Breakfast Club where he was like, nah, I don't even have to do that. Nah, I ain't got a real estate license. That when that girl was like coming for him, that's resurfaced. That's what it sounded like he was doing. Yeah. Like that girl that was like, he was like, no, I don't have a real estate license. No, I'm not the realtor. I go and do. So I was like, okay, it's not like he's selling contracts, but there's still limitations to where you can go. There's still certain lines you can't cross. So that's what it seemed like to me. As far as that goes.
I thought what they were doing, and again, we podcasters, we speculate, man. Y'all don't take us to court for this.
No insiders.
I thought what they were doing is they were taking single family homes and turning them into multifamily units. So you buy a single family home, one door. I knock it down or I refurbish it and I turn it into 2 or 3 doors. Put a wall in between, make a small little duplex, triplex upstairs. That way, on one piece of land, now I got 3 families living. I got 3 people paying me rent. That's what it looked like they were doing to me. That's how it sounds like that this nigga said he got 1,000 doors, looking like the fat big pun. Like
bro,
for him to get 1,000 doors looking like that,
like
it feels like that's what they had going on. Yeah, like what we doing is we taking single family units and we turning them into multifamily units. In New York and New Jersey, that's really popular because hell, there's nowhere to live. People, they'll take a small living space.
Yeah.
Right. So I take this 2,000 square foot home, I cut that motherfucker down the middle, or I cut it in threes. Now I got a 500 square foot home, a 500 square foot, a 500 square foot apartment, 500 square foot apartment, 500 square foot apartment. I think that's what they were doing. However, what started to happen was people would invest their money and he was buying bigger buildings and wasn't getting them turned around quick enough.
Okay.
It's what I think is happening. Okay. So I give you 20 racks and you tell me, man, I'm going to give you 30% on them 20 racks. So I give you my 20 racks, you give me my 30% on it. I gave you 20, now I'm walking away with 35. I got $35,000. So he tells him, oh, give me the 35. Matter of fact, make that 35 100 and I'm going to give you 30% on it 100. But now he got that 100. Oh, and the flip ain't coming quick no more. Oh, my fault, bro. Something got held up with the deed. Something got held up with the land. I give you the whatchamacallit on your 100 grand. Here's 10,000 till I get everything for your 100 grand. And versus going out and closing more jobs, he went out and got more people. So I went out to get more people to buy into it. And now I'm using their money to pay the nigga that want his money, which is what a Ponzi scheme is.
Yeah.
Get more people to sign up. You get more people I get to sign up. Everybody new to sign up. I'm using their money to pay the old niggas. And the new people, the newest people never get their money. That's what happened as far as them calling it a scam and a Ponzi scheme. But what we here to talk about, though, is DJ Envy and how he's trying to throw his hands up and say he's innocent in it. I mess with Animal Brown. Animal Brown went to one of these classes.
Oh, wow.
He did. And it was so funny because I remember we did the episode.
Oh, man.
It's hilarious now. I wish somebody would find that clip. We did the episode, and I was like, well, tell us what you learned, bro. I mean, he wouldn't say nothing. He wouldn't tell me what he learned.
Oh,
so ever since then, I've been fucking with AB about it, but now I see why he wouldn't tell us what they learned. Shout out to AB. He was a victim. He needs to be in that lawsuit this season. And because I told him, I was like, bro, why you ain't gonna get the people nothing? You ain't gonna tell them nothing. Like, you know how AB do. But it was
hilarious. He should have gave it up. He should have gave it up.
It was hilarious because he didn't have nothing to tell niggas. But with that being said, DJ Envy's responsibility, like, why I think he's deserving of all the criticism that he's getting. Because you are the nigga that's on Instagram, you got 7, 8 cars. You're the nigga that's always fly. You and your family taking these nice trips. You got the nice jewelry. Every morning you're in the Breakfast Club, you dress stripped out nice. So people see that and they want a piece of that. They want to be that. That's just American. That's how we are. That's capitalism. So you bring this fat, dusty, big pun looking nigga around claiming that, yeah, he good. He good. Like, he helped me make money. You guys should invest with him too. But now motherfuckers realizing that he done ran off with their money, and Envy trying to throw his hands up like, well, I mean, I ain't lose no money, or I ain't make no money with him either. Like, nah, nigga, you should have been telling me that when you brought him up here. You got this nigga on the Breakfast Club, you got him on your IG, and you vouching for this nigga. That's the reason all the heat that Envy getting, he deserves. I ain't never an advocate for people losing their job. I ain't necessarily saying that he should lose his job at Breakfast Club, though I know iHeart has something to worry about with him. But the reason that you vet people, me and you are fans of the Sopranos, like vouching for a nigga, that's big. You can't just bring a nigga around and be like, oh yeah, he cool. And then 2-3 months later, this nigga's the police. He telling on motherfuckers.
That's true.
And even in this scenario, like, you brought him around, we don't necessarily even got to see his success, nigga. You DJ Envy. You rich. Just like me and you was talking about earlier, people perception of me. Like, niggas look at him like, oh, it's good. Like, it's all good in the hood, my nigga. So yeah, he need 100,000. Let me go grab it out the bank. See, I'm hell yeah, I'm gonna
Like
give
Jeezy got a
100,000.
loan off the streets.
Let's do it. I can get 100. Exactly. Like Jeezy claiming he can get $100 million off the streets. That's the same bullshit. And I think people like DJ Envy and Jeezy, since you brought it up, they need to be more careful at the bullshit they spew out, because niggas will believe it and put themselves at a disadvantage, and then they more likely to get taken advantage of. Like, people need to give real information, bro. Like, that's one of the things about this show that I appreciate and you asked me about. Like, that we give real information as far as we know it.
Yeah,
we're not on here trying to sell bullshit. I'm not on here trying to do anything that I don't know nothing about. I'm gonna give you what I know is Spike Lee. You can prove it wrong or right, that's on you. However, I'm not trying to sell you on bullshit, and nor would I. And it's crazy to me that a nigga got a platform of a syndicated radio show that comes on every morning and felt comfortable presenting this nigga to people. Why? Why would you present this like this nigga? And this is gonna sound crazy to say, it might give me gas.
Go for it,
bro.
I know where you're going to.
No, you know where I'm finna go. It's hard to trust fat people, bro.
Like, wow, I didn't see that coming.
Like, bro, like listen. If you don't give a fuck enough about yourself to be in shape, and if you got some type of disorder or something, I get it. Like, well, I understand it's hard. People battle with their weight. But if you get a nigga like that look like that dude, and like you, like Rich said it in the chat, like I wouldn't let that nigga wash my car, bro. I like that. Like I'm not letting him do anything, and a lot of it got to do with him being overweight. I'm just gonna keep it real with you, bro. You don't even take care of yourself. You ain't
looking at your clothes. I'm be honest.
I'm looking at your clothes. You got sweats on that don't like, bro. What are we doing? You bring this nigga around me, I'm gonna be on your head the next time we alone together. Pause. Like, bro, who is that fat ass nigga you got in here? Like, I ain't even gonna
Spike,
hold you.
You are wild, boy. You are wild. People, see, that's how I felt last week about Southside. I said when people got all them tats on their face, you can't care that much about life. So I know you don't care about me. For real. But nah, that's funny. I think
where'd you think I was going?
I thought you was gonna go more on the fashion situation, because I know you big on like judging people's clothes and stuff like that. And I was looking at what he was wearing.
I didn't even get. I just got to the fat. I felt like he dressed like that because he's fat. So I attributed all that to him being fat. Like, it's fat.
But I didn't see no corporate like joint. Like, I didn't see you even look like you. And I'm not saying you necessarily got to wear a suit, but you're wearing t-shirts. Like, I don't want to see.
And sweats and
dungy, and like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You wearing the long shorts. Like, I'm not invested with a person. I'm sorry, bro. Like,
niggas was bringing him $100,000 worth like cash money. Like, niggas was going to grab cash. In the police report, it said niggas was giving him bags of cash up to $100,000, bro. Yeah, if a nigga call you and tell you to bring him $100K cash and there ain't a drug deal, reconsider whatever you're doing. I promise you, bro. Reconsider it.
Let me tell you this. Let me speak to it. Back to envy though. And this has always been my reserve, even before all the cheating and all that stuff. It's always, I think even 90s, like every time I've seen envy, it was always something about his look that felt untrustworthy. That's how he's always felt to me. I don't know what it is. Normally when I have that, because I'm not like that with a lot of people, I'm normally not off. Like, I will tell you that. Like, I'm not that person. Like, oh, this person kind of weird. This person off. But normally when I say something about them is not trustworthy, I'm hardly off. I'm gonna be all the way real, because I don't say it a lot. It was always that way when it was something about his eyes. I was like, he's saying one thing, but he's thinking something totally different. Anyway, the responsibility that you have, it's like, to me, I just see this as greed. I just see it as greed. I get it, a business opportunity, all that, but, and I can't count your pockets and tell you what your expenses are, but I imagine you're doing all right. You're getting in business and you're so quick to try to get a quick dollar, and you jump all the way in and you're doing these YouTube videos and tours and documentaries on this where this dude has no corporate connection. Like, it seems like this dude is he figured out something. He's the only one, and you are rocking with him saying, oh, it seems to work. He doing well. Everything makes sense. And it's like he has no backing. He has no connections. It seemed like it. When you're doing business or you're doing a partnership with somebody, like when me and you got here, bro, trust and believe that I researched you. Like, I vetted you before you knew I vetted you. I don't know if you did that with me, but I definitely did it with you. I listened to all your podcast episodes. I went to your IG. I went to your Realville media page. I checked out everything to just get an idea of it. So it's like, I don't know who this dude is or where he come from, but it's like, that is your responsibility, bro. You are a legendary radio DJ. You are legendary. People will always know DJ Envy from Breakfast Club. When they talk about the greats, they're gonna remember DJ Envy along with the Charlemagne's and the Angela Yee, the whole Breakfast Club. They're gonna always remember you. Like Nipsey talk about no smut on my name. It's like, why would you put yourself in position with a guy like all money ain't good money. That's all I'm trying to say. All money ain't good money, and people are so quick to grab a bag. You ain't take a second to do the real vetting. So now you want to not take responsibility. For me, I'm one of the people like, if I'm caught up like that, you know what? I didn't do what I should have did. I really.
That's the thing.
You see what I'm saying? People don't take responsibility in the industry, bro.
That's the thing. He's trying to avoid the responsibility. And a person like me would look at Envy and be like, look, it's either one or two things, bro. You either dumb or you're a crook. And you've been too successful in this industry for me to think that you're dumb. So now I got to lean towards you being a crook, because what you did was seeing what this dude was doing, and you went and dangled that in people everyday people's face. Oh, look at me, I'm DJ Envy. This is one of the ways that I make money. You should do it too. Knowing damn well that they can't make money doing this, because you ain't made no fucking money doing this. You tell, like, now he's coming out saying, oh, I didn't make no money. I ain't okay. Now I'm looking at it, and you going to these seminars, you present it to all these people like, hey, they can be successful, but you ain't made no money doing it. How? Why would you present that to a 9-to-5 worker, hard worker, somebody who's going in their savings and giving you 40 racks and feeling like, oh, you know what? I'm going to take these 40 because DJ Envy successful. I trust this nigga. I listen to him every morning. He right here with this dude. They told me they can give me a 30% return on my 40 grand. I'm going to invest my child's college fund in your real estate dealing. I'm going to get the 30% back. My child can go to college, and I got some extra money to retire with.
You bringing it home,
there's no way that you can tell me that a nigga like DJ, I do not think DJ Envy is done. So I got to lean towards crook. I got to lean towards crook, especially when a nigga trying to come out now and be like, shit, I ain't make no money either. But you was going all around the country telling niggas that you was making money. How? How, Sway? Like Kanye said, how?
How, Sway?
How is it possible? And then to top it off, more like you said, not to get up there and be remorseful. I'm sure it's probably got some legal stuff to do. Like he can't get up there.
He can't do that. Yeah.
His lawyer's probably like, nigga, you can't admit to this shit because you're gonna go to jail too. But the lack of empathy, the lack of sympathy for the people who've been affected by this because they look like you and me. And there were people who didn't have $100,000 to lose, but they put it on the line because they trusted him. That's the thing that I take the most from it. I hate this situation.
Because I know
really, I felt the same way that you did.
And you're right. I love that you brought it home as far as the everyday people. Me and you are everyday people.
Like, bro.
And it does.
I trust you, nigga. You know the position that you hold. Like, you up there every day giving me the rumor report. Like, niggas are comfortable with you.
Because you look at a Rick Ross, right? You look at the business moves he's making, right? And he's using his home for a lot of great things. I mean, you know, and Envy got the car thing going, so whatever. Like, so, but it's like, why shortcut? You too far up to be shortcutting. That's just the reality. It's like, you, to be as great as you've been for as long as you've been, you have to respect process. And so the fact that you wanted to skip steps in the process to make another bag when you already were doing well, I don't get it. That's what throws me off. It's like, you want to skip steps to make another bag when you were already doing well, and then you kept riding the wave. Like, and I never feel good getting over on people, bro. I just don't but I mean, these people in the industry, I don't know, their moral compass is way different, but like, I just never feel good. I like to earn the legit way. I never feel good about scheming, bro. That hurt my.
That's against my That's against my whole thing. I do not get over on people.
Nah, I can't have that on my heart, P.
It ain't like if I'm not looking to get over on nobody.
Yeah,
ever. If it happens, so be it. Bring it to me and we'll make it right. But that's one of my things. Like, it may have held me back in the places that I need to be. I'm not putting nobody down. I'm not trying to get over on you, bro. Like, that's one of the things that the quickest way to offend me. The quickest way to offend
me
Spike,
too. Yeah,
is being like, you tried to get me. Like, no, bro, I have no I got no fucking reason to try to get over on you, my nigga. Like there's
Mhm.
not a I
I'm
wouldn't
with you
be
there.
willing. But like that's the easiest way to piss me off when a nigga think that I'm trying to get over me or somebody don't know me and they read me wrong, thinking I'm like, oh, that nigga
Yeah,
trying like,
like
nah,
because
bro.
I needed to do this in order to be
Yeah,
dope,
like that. Yeah, facts.
bro.
That's the number one. That's one of my pet peeves.
Dog.
Don't ever come to me like I did this to you to get over on you, my nigga. Because I
Yeah.
promise you, I'm gonna like, nah, no,
Nah,
ain't
I'm
gonna happen.
totally there with you, bro. Straight up.
Yeah, same there.
Um,
All right, what we got next, Mo? You had something on here.
yeah. So I don't remember the player's name, but Rich was talking about it last week. He said he felt like it would be good for another chapter, and what better chapter than the following, 65. So Rich was talking about that young phenom that was arrested.
I think it was Imani Bates. I'm not sure. Let me look his name up. That may
Okay,
not be him.
Imani Bates, or whatever said player.
What was the name of that chapter?
It was the last one, 64.
Reconciliation.
Yeah, reconciliation. Yep, it was the one prior. But the conversation,
Mikey Williams.
Mikey Williams. Okay, so the Mikey Williams situation, we already kind of talked about it. If y'all haven't already, go back to 64. But I wanted to ask you. We're talking about responsibility to the platform or from the platform, and I wanted to ask you, especially, I'm very interested to see what you think, because I know, you've asked me prior, like when I say I have my concern for you in certain ways, because you have I'm talked about it being the only.
You worry about me. I've been thinking about that for 2 weeks.
Yeah, yeah.
About what you meant.
What do you take? What do you take from that? What does that mean to you? How do you feel about that?
I didn't know how to take it. Because
Okay.
you got to remember, I don't got brothers and sisters, and I don't have a really sentimental family where people would say that to me. So when you say that, it kind of got me to wonder, oh, what kind of perception does Mo have of me where he feel like that he got to work?
Okay.
And what is it that I've done for him to feel like, oh, well, I'm not too sure about Spike in this aspect?
You think that's like pity or something? What do you think is like some kind of downgrading? What do you? It seemed like it'd be
pity or downgrade, just probably either misunderstanding or it maybe just may be right to be worried. Like that may be it too. Like, yeah. but most it's not pity. It's not that. It's just for me, it's always, well, what do you mean by that? Like I always say, asking another question. Of course, famously, we'll get that on a T-shirt or something. Definitely. But for me, I didn't ask the other question to you as to what you mean by that. We kind of skated past it. So it's been on my mind, and I wanted to know more so what you meant.
Okay, and it kind of fits here. So when I was saying that before, because I was kind of talking about, I believe at that time, just kind of like society in itself, and you, I think you had said at that point was like, I hate that things are going on over there. I hate the things going on around me, community. But honestly, bro, I turn that shit off, and I just go about my business, bro. I don't even, and I understood where he was coming from, because he's like, bro, it's always just been me, so I never had the need to even necessarily do that. And so then we were kind of going back and forth, and he was like, well, yeah, if somebody comes to me, as far as like my people, my close friend or something like that, yeah, I'm gonna step out of my way to see what I could do to be there for them. But like, I'm not necessarily going out my way for people that I don't know. And so that's where I was kind of going from, because I was speaking from like a societal thing where like the greater good of the world in a way, by one person at a time. So I was kind of looking at it from that standpoint, where I was like, man, if you don't ever feel the need at all to like, I'm gonna do this for this person right here that I don't know, that was like concerning for me, because I think in your heart, I look at you as a good-hearted person, and I think that you do care about society. But it was kind of like in that moment, it was just like, it's pretty much my agenda, what I got going on. Yeah, and it's like whoever else, hey, you can get in line, buddy. Like, so that's where I was coming from with it,
that's funny. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
I have to watch myself, because I am the nigga that are like the water boys in the corner. I get them $10, or the motherfucker that's right there like, man, I ran out of gas at the gas. Can you got $5 for me, man? Like, I'm the nigga that are like slick listen and give them the $5. Yeah.
Hold on, wait. Time out.
I swear.
But you don't listen to the dude in the ball, like, so hold on.
Oh no, y'all them niggas got a shut going on.
Okay,
like the nigga in the mall, the nigga in the mall that's coming up. Like, you talking about the shoe shine niggas?
Mm-hmm.
Them niggas? Oh no, y'all ain't
any of them like timeshare,
my shoes,
necklace.
My shoes already clean. Like, whatever, y'all trying to sell, like, nigga, get out of my face.
All right.
I'm more. I do listen. So like to your point, I have to watch myself because I am a sympathetic person.
Okay.
Like I do feel for people. So like I see the nigga on the corner or the motherfucker right there. That's why I stopped carrying cash on me because I give that shit out. I'll give it to a motherfucker that's right there on the corner. I give him the $5. Like I don't give a fuck what he going to buy with.
Yeah.
As long as he got, I don't give a fuck. He nigga going to buy crack. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Here go your $5. Like have that little moment of fun that
Had
you
that
need
moment,
to have
yeah.
with this $5. But I have to watch myself in doing it because everybody ain't deserving of it. Like you do say, like for me not to too much, I do have a good heart. I promise I'm never trying to get over on a nigga, and if I can help you, I will.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, like just coming from where I come from, dealing with people that I deal with, like niggas will take advantage of that.
Mm-hmm.
People will take advantage of that once they realize that you're like that.
Mm-hmm.
I know Lou, he'll give me like this because I think cool. Like, so I had to start being more of a like, I don't even want to hear it. Like take your little sob story, my nigga, your little sign, and get the fuck out of my face.
Okay.
Cause I would buy into it.
Mm.
So when you say you worry, you should probably worry more so about me being taken advantage of and then killing a nigga by now. I'm just but no, when you say you worry, it should be more so like I have to watch myself for being too nice. And sometimes that comes off as being mean. I'm not gonna do it.
Well,
you know,
it's hard because I from 65 episodes and before,
yeah,
you've always come off more not so nice that you get taken advantage of.
I have to do that though.
No, I get that, but that's why. So for me, the read is a hard read to see that.
That's on purpose.
I guess it's like, okay, it's like kind of probably like how Rich probably feel about like Rich had hit me a minute ago. Like we were texting, and so he was listening to like some of the older episodes, and he was texting like when I was like getting passionate, it's like I was a whole different like nigga like before. Yeah. And he almost is like, bro, I would like to have seen that guy. Where it's like I can't really see it, because of who I am now. So I guess I'm having that same moment with you where it's like I have a hard time seeing you being so nice. People feel that they can kind of get over because I wasn't introduced to that.
That makes sense. Because it took a long time of niggas trying to get over for me to get to that, to like, okay, there's a wall that needs to be up.
Okay.
Like I started living on my own at 20 years old. I had my own house. It was right behind the college, Nashville, TSU. Like, it wasn't nothing for a nigga to be like, hey, Lou, I'm gonna come over, pop up, sleep, stay a while, 2-3 days, there's food over here you want to eat, my nigga, like stuff in the kitchen. Like that was cool. But it got to a point where like niggas wasn't respectful of it. So you had to start putting your foot down, doing different things. But I realized it's because, you be so nice and you let people in. People think that they can just take it all the way. So I had to put up a front on the front street because like once I'm cool with you, like you got it, bro. Like if I'm cool with you and me and you rocking like whatever it is, like if I can help you do better, I'm gonna do it because I feel like that you would do that for me. Those are the only people that I'm trying to be cool with.
Okay.
I ain't trying to be cool with a nigga that feel like, oh well, this is my meal ticket. I can ride this nigga coattails to the top because I would never do anybody like that.
Right.
What can I contribute to what you got going on to help you get to the top and hopefully I can get something from it? That's how I do it.
Okay.
But everybody don't look at it that way. So for you to say like, yeah, I've gotten hardened in myself and my like, how I deal with people as I've gotten older, but in the center of it, it's like, yeah, I'm a pushover. Like I'm a pushover, bro, for people that I love.
I mean, that is
people that I fuck with, like absolutely. Like you can have whatever. Wow. It doesn't matter to me. I'm gonna go out of my way to get it if I fuck with you and feel like that you would do the same for me.
Wow.
Like that's always the case.
It hadn't been my perception up until this point. Like you've sprinkled that throughout episodes.
Yeah.
But the presentation of what it seemed like was like the new and improved Spike Lee 2.0, where it's like, hey, I gotta deny, I gotta go on about my business. That's how it came off. So it's like
that's how it has to be though, because
understandably, but I wasn't getting that.
I had
other
to
part.
learn.
Okay.
Like people will fuck you over. Okay. So I had to learn. Like I would rather, And though it's hard sometimes, like I would rather a motherfucker walk on eggshells around me versus just being,
Feeling
oh, what's
free,
up, Spike Lou? Like,
feeling free
oh,
to
let
do
me in,
whatever.
nigga. Oh no,
Got
get
you.
that shit away from me, bro.
Okay.
I don't want nothing to do with that. I don't want to. I really don't want a lot of people feeling too comfortable around me. I only want people feeling comfortable around me that I feel comfortable around. And those are people that I want. Like, of course, that may be short-sighted. You got to learn people and learn to get comfortable with them. But from a sense of like just like your direct people that you can call on a daily basis, or like if everything changed tomorrow and I had to have a team of niggas and like these are people I need around to make sure that when we're on the road, we're successful. Like 4 or 5 people that I could call on and be like, yeah, I know that this person knows exactly how I'm gonna roll, how it's gonna go down, and they understand and respect my space and can push that forward to other people that come around us. But yeah, like I have to be that way just because I'm so much of a pusher. Like I want to see people succeed.
Somebody
Like, I
hurt you
want
in
to
that
see
way,
people do well.
and because you were like that, did it
Yeah,
have a
like
dramatic effect on you that say, okay, that was hard to
I've
bounce
looked
back from? I really had to.
good. That's a great question, and a lot of it is because and I have to tell people this. It wasn't because they necessarily did me wrong. It's just I wouldn't have handled them that way.
Okay.
That hurt more than the actual thing that they did. Like a motherfucker just being short-sighted, or like it could have been something small, like with money, or just like, well, I handled it this way because it was a more immediate whatever. But just how I get in my head and think about stuff, it's just like, oh well, damn, I wouldn't have did that way. Damn it, that slick hurt my feelings. I
So
wouldn't
wait,
have said that to him. I wouldn't have carried that way. But you did it that way to me. Now I look at you a whole different way because I wouldn't have did it that way. But everybody doesn't act like me.
so
Hence, like what you said, the
okay,
Spike Lou that you get now.
okay,
Oh, okay. So let me not even act that way. Let me not even be that vulnerable.
okay, okay. So are you saying all of your relationships are evenly yoked and reciprocated? Because what it sounds like to me, based on the ones that are successful and still going, are they can get this from me because I know I could get that from them. If they're doing this for me, I would do the same for them. So then it sounds like only the people you deal with have pretty much an evenly reciprocating relationship. Are those all the only people that you deal with?
I would like it to be that way. I'm trying to think, is it that way or no?
Because
I don't have to get anything from anyone that I
yeah.
have any type of relationship with, friendship,
But do you
relationship. I
feel
don't
like
have to
they
get it.
would do it? Or would you be okay with knowing that, like, I'm going to do this for them? I know they may not do it back, but I know that the love is there. Like, do you have any of those where it may not necessarily be evenly yoked? Like, I'm just going to use a random example. Like, this my cousin. Like, my cousin,
Right.
every time, like, if I get into some drama or whatever, I know he'll pull up. He one of them dudes that he one of them dudes. If I get into something, I know I can call him. But for the most part, I can't really look to him for a lot of things. But if he need me specifically for something, I'll be willing to look out. Like, it may not necessarily be a evenly, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, but I still rock
Let
with
me
him
answer
in
that.
this. Yeah.
Let me answer that this way. It's niggas that could call me and ask me for $100 that I wouldn't expect a penny from
Okay.
if I was in that situation.
Got you.
Yeah. It's like niggas that could call me and be like, bro, like I'm down, I need this. But they could never expect that phone call from me.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah.
All right.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that answers it. Yep.
Uh,
Okay.
uh,
But that was really good. A
Really
little
good
side,
question. That was
the
really,
side
really good.
tangents of bars. Like right now, we are
Yeah,
good
that
at a
was
high
really
level.
good right there. I
Yeah,
really
we getting a
enjoyed
real,
that.
we getting the
What about you though? Like,
what?
do the relationship have to be fully like evenly yoked, or is it
Not at
like,
all.
well, gotcha.
Not at all. Because I started to understand that, for example, like a relationship like me and my wife, and then that kind of is foundational. Some people look at it's the two terms I'm trying to remember. It's evenly, and then there's the complementary, I think. And so I look at things more from a complementary standpoint. I look at like how men are made and women are made. Like, how they have a specific part and we have a specific part and they complement perfectly. So I don't look at everything to be even. It's not I do this, you do. I used to, because I'm growing up in a fair manner.
Dangerous thing to do as a man,
bro. I didn't. I had so many questions in the world. I didn't understand society. Like, bro, the in 20s, early 20s. That was a hard thing to wrap my mind around. I was like, bro, I don't understand. I did this. Why wouldn't they? And I would get real mad about it. Like that, big dog. Yeah. So when I got past that phase, to understand it's like it doesn't work that way. It helped me to be able to understand like what people serve and what you serve to them, and then understand the boundaries that are created. So it's like I don't necessarily have to be mad at you. I just ain't gonna do this for you. I ain't got no problem with you. I just ain't gonna do that for you. Because
what if they mad at you because you don't do that for them? Do you reciprocate that?
Those are those are your feelings. I always say those are your feelings. You have the right for your feelings. Do what you want with yours. With my feelings, I'm good. So I always go that way with it.
Call me when you calm down.
Yeah, that's cool. I'll be here.
Give me a call when you calm down, bro.
In the words of Tupac, I ain't mad at you.
I'm gonna be the same nigga, bro. Yeah, I ain't mad at you.
I ain't mad at you, but what do you feel like at this age, and do you even have people in your life right now, as far as talking responsibility to the platform, but like, do you feel we see artists, hip hop artists, actors, people that are famous and the people not so famous that are locally or whatever, do you feel that we have a responsibility to the youth? Do you personally have a responsibility to the youth?
Hell yeah. Absolutely, man. And that's part of the thing, part of the embarrassment that I was talking about earlier about the 9 to 5, bro. Like, it takes so much of my time. What I really want to be doing, like, I want so bad to be like in the Big Brother program, being able to pull up on a little nigga and tell him like, hey, ride with me to go do these deals and look at this podcast that I'm doing and show. Like, I would love to be able to do that.
That's tight.
But I'm just not in a position to. And I know that's like the culture that we live in, this capitalistic culture of like, I gotta make money, gotta can't sleep, grind, make money. Kids or people that you probably trying to influence, they don't really even care about that shit, bro. Not the ones that you're gonna be able to affect. Yes, some out there that look up to rappers and all of that shit, and they're like, oh man, the newest car, you got the Gucci hat on, you got the Jordans on. Like, yeah, that shit matters to some kids, but also just showing kids like how to be successful also matters. Like, it bothers me on a daily basis, my nigga, that I haven't started some type of podcast, media foundation, or Big Brother program to help people that want to get into broadcasting. I just don't have the time to do it. I don't have the bandwidth to do it with working, doing the things that I do on a daily basis. But absolutely, it's my responsibility. One of the biggest things, one of the things that anybody that grew up with me and tell you, like, shout out to Dro, he gonna hear this and definitely understand it. Most of my homeboys listen to this. Like, we didn't have role models, bro. Like, we were them niggas. Like, where I was from, like, we were the guys. Like, it wasn't no older dudes. Like, there were older guys that we looked up to, but those niggas was kingpins. Like, they wasn't even around. We just heard stories about them niggas and seen their cars and the girls that they had, and like seen them in clubs and shit like that. So it wasn't really a nigga that was able to grab us by the shoulder and be like, look, little bro, like, I'm gonna really teach you how to make money and be successful out here in this world. If I could wake up and do that every day, I would be satisfied. But yeah, it bothers me on a daily basis that I'm not able to do that. That is our responsibility as older black men. Like, there are a lot of niggas out there with the misconception that they gotta be a money bag yo, or they gotta be a black youngster, or Yo Gotti, or a Jeezy, or whoever the new rappers is that these motherfuckers want to be like. They think that they gotta be that. Then they get our age and realize, God damn, man, I could have been a lawyer. I could have been a doctor. I could have been all of these things, but I was just so engulfed and engaged in popular culture or rap or whatever it may be. I thought that's what I was going to do. Now I look up, I'm 30 years old and I'm behind the 8 ball. Now I got to work to get out behind credit or pay for my babies or whatever it may be. When if a motherfucker had took me at 15, 16, 17, 18 years old and showed me like, nah, you can make money being a truck driver. You can make money being a business consultant. You can make money having your own business, being a plumber. And all of these jobs are good money-making jobs. It's just that I didn't know that when I was 17. So I wasn't trying to do that. And there was nobody around me that did that was able to be like, hey, look, little bro. I just made 150,000 last year, nigga. I build houses. I don't do no street shit. Or I just made $80,000 last year. I'm a councilman. I got this money from endorsements. I got this. Like, I would love to be able on a daily basis, like, look, bro, I made $1 million from podcasting. This is how you do it. This is what you set up to do that. So absolutely, bro. That's our responsibility as black men, older black men. That's our responsibility to do that.
Let me ask you this. So I'm putting your feet to the fire. So that's in your heart. That's a passion of yours. Then would you say that you would not take on another endeavor that may not necessarily be lucrative because you need to keep a space open for that? Because you're busy a lot. You're doing a lot of media. So at this point, if that's a passion of yours, do you feel like it's necessary? I got to keep a space open. I'm not necessarily available now, but if I add any more, I'm absolutely not available. So do you think it's your responsibility to keep a space open for that, for some kind of youth reach? Because
absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's okay.
And even if that means taking advantage of an opportunity that presents itself and Xing something else out, I always want to have that space open.
Okay.
Especially when this becomes more lucrative as far as money. Especially when we start getting stuff rolling in from ads, and Barstool is calling you and me about another week in the books, and they want to do $1 million, $2 million, $3 million deal. Things are gonna have to be pushed off the plate. So now that I can do that and use what I got from that to do, like you said, the passion. Now I got the Big Brother program for guys that want to get into media, the people or kids, the teenagers that love podcasting, or that just want to learn how to do content creation. Now that I got the deal from Barstool, I can allocate funds and time towards, I'm going to go help the little niggas. Whole week, I'm taking time off. I'm going home to Nashville, and I'm building a media program with TSU or MTSU, and I'm teaching all little kids that look like me that didn't have an idea that they can make this much money in podcasting. They didn't have a clue. I got 10 or 15 of them little niggas in the classroom. We riding all around the city. I'm showing them stuff. I'm breaking them bread. We're going places. They're having fun. They're like, I want to do this. So absolutely, that is a mission. That's on the mission statement for Spike Lee.
That's dope. I'm totally with you. I think it is our responsibility to the youth. When I worked at a school, I had great, just great admiration for the hope that kids have. That kept me going. Even my daughter, looking in her eyes, the hope they have. We talked about it, I think, off air, but like just the hope that youth have that I could change the world, I could be somebody important, I could do something significant. The bliss. Like, that's why we always refer back to childhood. It's the bliss. The ignorance of not knowing what could go wrong is what made things so exciting. The adventure.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like
out 9, 10, 11 o'clock on these bikes.
Come on, like,
around,
bro, it's like
no shirt on.
Yeah,
smell like dog sweat.
No,
out,
like,
nigga,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I have no idea what could go wrong right
just
now.
Out here, exactly.
And I'm excited about that, about life, because I don't know, and nothing wrong with that. And I do think that it is our responsibility. So it's like the other day I was at a service at church, and it was like something special for the youth. And some of the different churches were there. Their youth was singing and stuff. But there was like one church where the youth was singing, but it was like this older boy was getting into it. Like, normally, kids, when they sing, they don't really look all the way like they want to sing. That's, we grew up, But there was one boy, he was getting into it. He was like, come on, like, get into it. And I was like, you know what? They could be anywhere in the world, bro. They're here in this moment. They're doing this. And what has really been a good pillar for me, because moment of transparency, like every time I go to church, I don't necessarily feel it. But what I do realize where it serves, outside of course, my Lord and Savior, but it's people are striving for goodness. Everybody ain't got people got everybody wrong. You know what I mean? But this is a place where people are trying, at least, for the most part. And I identify with trying to get somewhere of positivity and goodness. Do everybody get it right? Absolutely not. But they're trying. And so when I seen those kids, it's like they're trying. They could be doing anything, but they're here singing these songs. Do they want to? Some of them do, some of them don't. But that's not the point for me. The point was like, they're here in a place where they're trying to do something that's positive, that they can walk away and it could be respectable, you know. And so for me, that's the when I'm there on Sunday mornings and I'm dealing with them directly, I take pride in it. I'm dapping them, I'm talking to the young boys, and one of them, like, he don't want to shake up. I was like, oh, you gonna do me like that? We doing that? Okay, cool. I talk to his brothers and stuff, and I said, I'm gonna give you another chance. You wanna? He break up, and I might pull him out in the hall, like, yo, what's going on? Like, you know, you need a moment. And I get in a grip because I know I didn't have somebody that looked like me at their age. I know immediately when they look at me, they look at my hair and be like, oh, okay, he kind of know what's going on, even though I'm not doing it for that reason, but they can identify. So I understand the significance. Even when I understand some of the slang and some of the terms, even some of the music, it helps connect. So it is our responsibility, because you never know one thing that could help navigate them, so we wouldn't see a situation kind of like this young phenom that is now, you know, facing some serious time because of that charge. So it's absolutely, I think, and I think black men that are listening, and even if it's black women, any people in general, it is our responsibility. Like, we can't just, oh, they old enough, let them figure it out. Like, nah, bro, we got to do something.
Each one, teach one.
Yeah,
Reach
man.
one, teach one.
Yeah, man.
I firmly believe in that, bro. I like
huge.
If my ministry was doing this and reaching out to the youth, I would be satisfied.
That's
I
fine.
would be completely satisfied.
What's your range when you talk youth? That's your coverage. What do you think?
I won't, can't say it that way, but about 12
to
like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay. Like about 11 to 18.
11 to 18? I like it.
Yeah, like I feel like that's when, like, I don't know if it was Stokely Carmichael or if it was the nigga that they did the HBO movie about that Daniel Kaluuya played. Have you seen that?
Fred Hampton?
Fred Hampton. I don't know which one of them two that it was.
Black
they would
Judas and the Messiah or something.
Yeah, Black Judas and the Messiah. That's Fred Hampton. Stokely Carmichael is another dude who you heard of Stokely?
No, not Stokely. Stokely, the name sound familiar. I've heard. I think he's an industry guy.
No. He was around the time that Martin Luther King was around. He was a black activist. You would love your personality, and you would love some of his speeches and some of his talk. I'll put it on you, not homework or anything, but if you get a chance and like you got 10 minutes, just like look up a Stokely Carmichael speech. But one of the things that it was either him or Fred Hampton said, like, black men are most powerful from 13 to about 28, 29, 30. Because that's before we get the wear down of how society is going to treat us. We start getting that self-doubt of having so many failures or being misjudged or mishandled by society. So from 18 to 30, that's when you're the most powerful. Like once you get my age, especially, like, you got so many things that family-wise and previous experiences that are weighing you down before you're able to make a move. But you and I were talking about earlier, like just that youthful exuberance of when you 18 or 19 feeling like, man, nigga, can't nobody stop me,
bro.
Like, nigga, y'all, I don't give a fuck what y'all put in front of me. Like,
I'm ready for whatever.
Like, y'all remember being that, and that's when black men are most powerful, but that's also the time we're most vulnerable. That's the time when they're trying to lock us up.
That too.
Kick us out of school.
Ignorant.
Want us working bullshit jobs at McDonald's, Burger King, and shit like that. They want to tie you down at those ages. So by the time you get 30, 40, you're like, bro, look, I ain't even trying to mess up nothing, man. I just want to live my life and get out of the way. Like, think about how many niggas that you hear say that from 30 plus. I'm just trying to stay out of the way, bro. Nah, the niggas from 18 to 30 that ain't trying to stay out of the way. I want to be disruptive. I got all this energy. I got all of this spirit. That as a black man, I want to be disruptive. Those are the niggas that I want to deal with. 18 to about, like you said, 11 till about 18, 19, 20, and then on into the 30s, still being a mentor. But that's it. Like, that's a prime age for black men as far as being able to make an impact and a change of things before we get too gobbled up by the system.
I'll tell you what, here's what I'm thinking. And because I think this is, I talk about it all the time. All of our episodes could be multiple parts, but I feel like this one definitely needs to be a part two. How would you feel about doing a part two where we get more into the responsibility of the platform? How
I'm
would you
with
feel
it.
about that? You with that?
I love it. I love it.
Okay. And we may have, who knows, y'all just don't look at it. We may have another guest. We're trying
Probably
to
get a good
cook up
guest on
something here.
here,
But let's give me a concluding statement before we get out of here. As far as, let's say, your age, right? Some people got kids, some people don't. Some people are married, some are not. But speaking for your demographic, that are men that are kind of in your space, that they're like, man, I want to figure out how to get involved, but I don't necessarily know the route, and I'm trying, like you're trying to figure it out in real time. What would you say to them as far as making it your mission and the importance of it, especially you not necessarily growing up with your father? And you talked about, who was it, the teacher or the principal, you said, that black man on the previous episode that kind of meant something to you at the time, but you said he was kind of like from Lean on Me,
like
kind
from
of.
Lean on Me, yeah, Mr. Smith from that was my principal.
Okay.
That's my principal in the 5th and the 6th grade.
Okay.
And it didn't necessarily mean nothing to me. It was just the fact that he didn't know me, but he knew all the bad motherfuckers.
Oh, okay.
That was what bothered me and what stuck with me. Oliver Smith was his name. Yeah, like Rose Park Elementary. It was like he knew all the bad niggas, but he didn't know like none of the niggas that was making A's and B's or that came to school every day. But he knew all the bad people, and it bothered me that he didn't know my name. Yeah, so it was Oliver Smith. Yeah, but yeah, he was sort of like your boy from Lean on Me. So what was the question you said?
But like, I guess just as like your concluding thing, as far as you're trying to get involved, this is on your mind, and now being in the tenure of being in this space, that is yours. Somehow we got to land this there. What would you say to men that have just kind of settled in? It's like, hey, look, I'm gonna worry about my own. I'm gonna work my job, take care of my people, or it's just me, and I ain't really got time for the youth. They're young, they don't want to hear what I gotta say. I don't care. They blah blah blah. What would you say to that?
That ain't enough. That ain't enough. If you think that that's enough, then I don't want to hear you complain about the little niggas at the stove, or the little niggas that bother you when you out in the streets, or the little niggas that gave your wife a hard time, or that broke your window out in your car door, stole your gun. Like, that ain't enough. I'm just gonna worry about my family and mine. It's like, we don't have that luxury as black men to be able to leave our youth out there to figure it out on their own, to be able to figure it out listening to, and no disrespect to these people, but the Baby, Lil Baby, and the Migos.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have enough responsible role models to be able to leave it to, I'm just gonna take care of mine. And I know it's hard. I know it's hard to see a little nigga and try to give him some advice when you be like, man, fuck you. Like, I ain't trying to hear what you're saying. Oh, I know that shit is hard, and it seems unrealistic to be like, hey, I'm gonna go out of my way to help a little nigga today. However, we're in this position. We've made it to this age to get through the hard shit. So however you got to do it to get out of your bubble, if it's your little cousin, if it's the little nigga that you always see at the corner store, if it's the little nigga on your son's football team, if it's your son, whatever it may be, just at least try to offer some insight to what it's like being a black man in America today, because I promise you, they not ready for it. I wasn't ready for it. I'm 40 years old, bro, and I wish that I had some of the ammunition that I should have had at 18, 19, 20 years old.
Yeah.
I wish that I was able to understand and process what niggas was telling me. Like, we bring Dro up on this episode all the time. Like, his dad used to try and tell us all the time. Like, he used to pull, like, we used to hate it. That nigga used to sit us down. Like, his dad used to sit us down in his yard and be like, look, bro, this is what y'all are facing. But just because his message was so off, like, we like, bro, we don't want to hear this shit, nigga. Get out of our face.
Was he more?
Yeah, that's something you're gonna have to deal with.
Was he more Cuba Gooding Jr.'s dad in Boys in the Hood, or was he more Sharif's dad?
That was him. No. Wait. Cuba Gooding's dad in Boys in the Hood. Okay. Or Sharif's dad, like Rock.
Yeah.
In Menace to Society.
Yeah.
Rock.
Okay.
He was more like Rock in Menace to Society.
Okay.
But it wasn't. This was the thing with him, and this is the thing that we all could take notes from when we're trying to talk to younger dudes. It wasn't the fact that he was telling us something we didn't want to hear. he was trying to act more pretentious than he should have been. And in the sense of once we got older, we learned things about him. It was like, oh, nigga, you was out here just like we was. We would have respected it more.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm saying. Like, be yourself when you go into these little niggas. Don't try to be fucking Cuba Gooding Jr. or Charles S. Dutton in those movies, bro. Like, be yourself. If I promise you, if his dad had told us his history for real, because we went and learned some shit from motherfuckers that was in the neighborhood and be like, man, that nigga, he was doing this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, really? I was getting it in.
Right. Yeah.
Like that got us more excited.
That's
yeah,
what I'm
like
saying.
we low-key hype now.
Yeah, that draws you.
And if he had came at it from that direction, man, like, look, man, little nigga, I've been there. I know what you got in your pocket right now. I know what you can do with that. I know what you're supposed to make. I know all that little shit, nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you how it's going to go 20, 30 years from now.
Yeah.
That would have got our attention. Not just trying to be like, man, you shouldn't do this because this ain't right. You know, this ain't right. I know what y'all doing. It ain't right, nigga. Shut up, nigga. I don't give a fuck about what you got to say, bro. Like, we don't care. Nigga.
Telling the whole grown dad.
Yeah, nigga, tell somebody else that shit, nigga. We don't care. Like, we walking off, nigga. I'm headed.
We don't want to hear that, Sharif.
Versus, nigga, I've been there. I done that. I know what you're trying to do. Here's how it's gonna end up. You gonna be like me, nigga, in 50 years, nigga.
Yeah.
That would have got our attention. So, like, what I would say to people, like, man, be real with these kids out here. Don't try to sugarcoat that shit. Let them know what's going on for real. I wish, and I was talking about this with one of my homeboys today, bro. If my mom had told me how fucking hard that it was being an adult when I was young, I would have a totally different mindset. And I know you got to shield kids from stuff, and I know that there's certain stuff that you want to keep around, but there's also life lessons that kids need to learn, bro. So again, if my mom had been like, bro, nigga, this shit is hard, versus nigga, I got everything, I got all the fly clothes and all the fly shoes, and I can get that shit when I want it.
Can't wait to be grown.
Don't matter to me, nigga. Yeah, all I gotta do is ask for some money. It's gonna be there eventually, nigga. She might not have it today, but she'll have it Friday.
Mm-hmm.
If I had no thought processes behind that, then at 40, I would be a different person. But at 40 now, I'm looking at it like, oh shit. This is what was going on. Oh, you was like, check the check. That's why I had to wait till Friday.
Bro.
I ain't even know that I'm getting my lunch money in quarters because you broke. And you went and got these quarters out of the bank like you ain't really have it.
For real, though.
I'm thinking, oh, this is your loose chain. Like, just being able
like you forgot I asked, like.
Yeah, like something like that.
Yeah.
We got to be able to relate to our youth, our children, the people that look up to us like, bro, life is hard. Yeah. However, it ain't impossible. Mm-hmm. Like, life is really fucking hard, but it ain't impossible, my nigga. And here are a couple of ways that I've learned in my 40 years to get through it. You're going to learn even more ways because you're smarter than me and you got more access to things. Mm-hmm. But you got to ask me questions. You got to believe in some of the shit that I say. You got to do what I'm telling you. Yeah, that's it.
You bodied it, bro. You bodied it, man. I put my little 2 cents on it because Spike, really, you can't get no better than that.
Thank you.
You talked about life being hard. This is a messed up way to look at life, but this is kind of how this is where my mind goes. It's kind of dark to put it this way, but this is kind of where this is an observation. May or may not be true. This is just how I've been looking at it. The whole time I grew up, I looked at life as happy, and sad moments happen from time to time. Now that I'm grown, I kind of look at it the other way. I said, no, actually, life is sad. Yeah. And you kind of got
find a way to be happy.
So now because the fact that you're born to die and you die, that's sad. So I'm like, okay. So then it's about putting all the effort in to create these happy spurts to help float through those moments. And then it kind of helps me like, okay, when sad moments come, don't be so surprised or so down about it, because if you look at life overall, and it's a terrible way to look at it. I'm not telling people, I don't want people to be, I'm not depressed about this. So don't think I'm on some like weird depressed thing. I just kind of started looking at it from another angle. I said, what if it's actually this? And it's about creating happiness. You got to actually work from zero instead of being at 100 and trying to keep it at 100, but the sad moments come and keep dropping it. Y'all can DM us on Another Week in the Books if y'all want to get more into like where I'm coming from. But to just finish up what Spike said, absolutely. Like, don't act holier than thou with these kids. Like, they know what's up. They're exposed to a lot more than we were. Give it up straight. Like, when I talk to kids, that's why I had a kid come up to me on after a service. He was just like, he came up to me, bro, threw me off completely. He was like, man, like, how did you do that? I said, how'd I do what? And he couldn't even explain what he was asking. Then he was just like, I want you to teach me. I was like, what, you want me to teach you what? I don't know. Like, I don't know. I just want you to teach me like how to be a man or something. I'm sitting there like, his father's right, like a few, a little bit down in the same building. But it was just like, okay, well, I just asked, what do you mean? Like, what are you looking for? Like, but the fact that he asked me that, there was something he seen in me that like resonated with him. Like, and it was a crazy moment for me. I was like, wow, cause I mean, I'm not, like you said, I'm not sugarcoating. I'm giving it to you like real thorough, real straight to the point. Cause I don't look at myself in some I arrived type deal. Like I'm raggedy and I know it. Like I'm just trying to figure it out like raggedy, everybody, bro. I'm raggedy. Like I know I'm raggedy. You don't gotta
raggedy, bro. That ain't the right acronym.
That's an extreme. But yeah, I get what I'm saying. I have not arrived and I'm okay to get in the mud from time to time. So, but
one of my favorite quotes based off what you said, and I fucking love this. I probably say this at least once a week because I have to remind myself. Happiness is not a destination; it's a journey.
Mm-hmm.
And what that means is, like, bro, there's nothing that's gonna make you happy every day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you ain't gonna wake up and be happy, bro. Like, you gotta try to be happy, and it's difficult because you ain't gotta try to be sad. You ain't gotta try to be depressed.
Mm-hmm.
Like those feelings of doubt and I ain't worth it and those things that pop up in your head, like you ain't got to try to do those. Those are natural.
Yeah.
Just because of all the negative shit that you've heard throughout your whole life.
Mm-hmm.
On the reverse, being happy, I enjoy this. Going back to what I can dance. I'm happy right now, nigga. Yeah. I'm smiling. That shit is a choice.
Yeah,
you gotta you have to like pay attention to that and be able to do that and take it in.
Embrace.
Take a deep breath and be like, nigga, you know what? I'm enjoying this now.
Enjoying this.
What I say to every nigga listening to this, the 40, 50 strong people that listen every week, appreciate that happiness when it comes up. Enjoy it on purpose, nigga.
Be present.
Because it's really hard to come by.
Yes, it is.
Especially at our age and what we do and who we are as black men.
It's like a good laugh.
Like the world will try to rob us from that.
Boy.
I had a good laugh earlier this week. Man, I appreciated it so much. We were laughing at Dwight Howard on DeadEnd Sports. Like I did that. I just appreciate it. Like we were all black men just giving us the different jokes of this nigga being however crazy. He is, but like just like I just enjoyed that. And what I would challenge every person that listens to this is like this week, before you listen to the podcast next week, find that moment, whether it's with your wife, with your kids, listening to this podcast, listening to another podcast, a sporting event, whatever it is, find that moment. You're like, damn, man, that was fulfilling to me. That was I'm happy. Yeah. Right now, I'm happy. That shit made me feel good. Because I don't get to do that shit a lot, bro. Yes. And I wish I could do it more.
Oh man, that's what it's about.
That's what I would leave people with. Absolutely. That's what I would leave people with this conversation.
I tell you what, y'all, when y'all do what he said, after y'all listen to this episode, before next Friday's episode, we implore you, when you find that moment of happiness or like a gut busting laugh that you're like, bro, almost to tears, like you got a good laugh, hit us up 470.
Not even we implore you, do it. As a listener,
all right, go for it. Go hard.
People that listen to this show, it's about 40 or 50 y'all strongly that listen to it every week. Your responsibility is what we asking of you as listeners for this. Go do it.
Yeah,
do it. Tell us what made you happy. Do it. Let us read that next week and let us make the next man happy. Pause.
Yeah, that's great. That's crazy.
Hey, yo. But
Yeah.
no, man, do that shit, man.
Nah,
Tell
he's
us
right.
like some of the things that made you happy with your
Yeah.
family, with your friends, with your
Please.
accomplishments. Enjoy that shit, nigga. Tell us when you smiled this week.
Yeah. That's perfect right there. 470-318-5034. 470-318-5034. AWITB2022@gmail.com. And of course, Another Week in the Books Instagram. We're serious. We got about
And the YouTube. Go to YouTube.
and the
leave
youth,
comments.
please.
There is a link up
YouTube.
on YouTube with us on here
Please.
talking. You'll see the
Yeah.
faces. Like run those numbers up. Leave the comments there.
Yeah. He's right. I do it. Y'all hit us up. We got out of the 40, 50 strong, 5 or 6 that are hitting us. But so that means at least the majority of y'all, for whatever reason, y'all like listening, but y'all don't send us nothing. I'm telling y'all, get out of your box. Do like I did when I reached out to Spike. Get out of your comfort zone and send something to us. Not because we're desperate and we need to, but because we want to share this joy. Let's share this as a
you're feeding this show.
You're feeding
Tell
this
us
show.
what makes you're feeding what we do.
Yeah, you're a part of this village, this community, a part of the book club. So you're in this every week. You're invited. Y'all coming to the book club with us, and we do this every week. So we're telling y'all, email us. We're telling y'all, text us, DM us. We will read it on air. If you don't want your name read, we don't have to read it. We just want to share this with y'all and really continue to build this village and this community, man, because this is really what it's about, man, at the end of the day. So before we get out of here, Spike Lou, what you got going on where they can connect with you outside of here?
Hosting the Loki podcast. If y'all guys are watching that on Disney Plus, check us out on Frames Per Second podcast. Also, of course, Another Week in the Books every Friday. Good Earners every Monday, and the On Deck TV podcast every Wednesday. Rate, like, support, leave comments. Let us know what you think about it. Absolutely.
All of that.
What about you, Mo?
Same. Well, I'm about to say same thing, but y'all be on the lookout, man. I'm speaking. I'm gonna be on Deck TV here real soon, man. I gotta come back.
You know, all you gotta do is ask.
I've been asking. You ain't got it yet. I've been. How many times I gotta tell you and Rich?
All you gotta do is say,
stop playing.
All you gotta do is say, hey man, this week I'd like to be on.
Okay.
Then I'll make it happen. Like
this week I would like to be on.
Well, you gotta send me an official text message.
Oh my! This is my co-host. This guy. After all of that,
so
vulnerability, I gotta text him on business.
If next week you like to be on, then I'm gonna make it happen.
All right, man. I'm gonna. I gotta get on y'all legendary show, but nonetheless, yeah, those things. Y'all check out the Good Earners, man. Even if y'all don't watch The Sopranos, I think the funny banter that is on the show is strong enough for you to still find enjoyment. It's a totally different vibe from this show, and it's including our brother Rich. It's very funny. I genuinely be crying at work.
If you don't watch The Sopranos, this is the reason you need to start watching it.
Yeah, it is.
Brother, you like, I ain't never really been into it. I don't like this. Me, Rich, and Mo will have the best Sopranos breakdown that you've ever heard in your life.
I promise you.
And you're going to get like 2, maybe even 3 hours of banter per episode. So it's a lot of content there, bro. Like if you are a Sopranos fan, or if you're not a Sopranos fan and you need a reason to watch it, you want to go back to season 1, we got season 1 full, season 2 full, and we're almost at the end of season 3. So it's a lot of content there, man. But it's fun.
It is fun.
It's totally different from Another Week in the Books. You'll love it. There's a lot of traction over there. We do a great job of just reviewing the show. We're gonna maybe do some other stuff in the future, but if like this is your pass to get into The Sopranos.
Absolutely. And of course, Roll, the audio drama series. I go check out them 3. I'll have to keep promoting it, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Y'all know the book will be coming soon. I just gotta find the space to record. That's it. That's the only thing left with it. So it's written, put together. But in the meantime, go check out them 3 seasons, man. Y'all will really enjoy it. It's TV in your ears from a black man coming to age story. So we appreciate y'all, man. It has been another week in the books. We out.
Cheers.